The Rays have found their groove on this 10-day cross-country trek, winning 6 consecutive games and getting back to the 500 mark. Today, it's showtime in Southern California with two-way sensation Shohei Ohtani going to the hill for the Angels in the series finale. We welcome you to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. The Rays and the Angels in Anaheim this afternoon at Angels Stadium. And for the Rays, the wrap-up game of an 11-game trip. The Rays have gone 7-3, and they've taken the first 3 games of this series from the Angels. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. So good to have you with us. Well, the Rays have won 6 in a row, and during that winning streak, they're averaging 5.5 runs a game. Well, last night, Daniel Robertson took care of 4 of those runs with 1 swing of the bat.
And how about his homecoming? You know, coming back out here to Southern California, where he's from, in front of hundreds of family and friends, and he has truly put on a show. 15 plate appearances for Daniel Robertson. He's 5 out of 10, a couple of home runs. He's walked 5 times, back to that, that strike zone discipline. This was the big blast. This right here was the difference in last night's game in the top of the 2nd inning. But he's swinging the bat well once again. He's seeing pitches well once again. And I'll tell you what, he's a part of that offense that's getting things rolling.
How about this pitching matchup today? Romo and Ohtani. And for Sergio Romo, who hadn't started in 588 Major League appearances, he liked it so much, he's going to do it again today.
And why not? I mean, why not? The script last night, the Rays could not have put it out there and executed it better than they did. Sergio Romo came right out as a starter and started filling up that strike zone with the breaking ball, working it off the plate, went right through the first 3 hitters with 3 strikeouts. So they're going to try it again today. And why not? Like I said, he was fantastic. And then Shohei Ohtani, let's take you through his arsenal right here. First of all, a splitter. The bottom just falls out of that pitch. You're going to see that when he's ahead in 2 strikes, you're going to see that about 40% of the time. Then he's got a disappearing slider. Really good hand speed on this pitch as he rips that thing, gets it down and away. Another swing and miss pitch for him. Oh, by the way, how about the curveball? This is interesting because he didn't use it very much his first couple of starts. The last couple, the usage has really started to ramp up, and he's had success with it. And how about the cherry on top, right there? How about that fastball? It's straight, but it is hard. 98-101. The Rays hitters will have their hands full this afternoon.
Well, on a road trip that started in Baltimore with a stop in Kansas City and on out to Los Angeles, the Rays have taken over 3rd place in the American League East. Michelle Margot will be with us throughout the day, and we'll hear from her when we return.
in Anaheim. Well, the Rays are looking for the sweep today, but it will come at the tough task of facing two-way player Shohei Ohtani. Rays pitchers had to face him as a hitter, and now Rays hitters have to face him on the mound. I spoke with a couple of them about the Japanese phenom. Take a listen.
Big fastball, slider, curveball, split. We were watching video of him this morning. Very, very, very talented. He gets a lot of strikeouts. He can pitch off his fastball, he can pitch off his slider, kind of whatever he feels that day. Similarities to Darvish, but I think he gets there a little bit differently with his feel for some of the off-speed pitches.
It's tough to just do one. I mean, and let alone, two at this level. I mean, put it this way, there's a reason why nobody's done it in a really, 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 really long time.
It'll certainly be exciting to see what he can do on the mound today, but first let's send it up to Dwayne Stass.
Michelle, thank you very much as we take a look at Ohtani finishing up his warm-up tosses. Here's the lineup he will face, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Rays have Denard Span leading off, followed by C.J. Cron as the designated hitter. Joey Wendell hits third in front of the catcher Wilson Ramos. Brad Miller swinging the bat very well lately, and he's in there at first in front of Matt Duffy. Malik Smith in center, Daniel Robertson at shortstop coming off the big night last night, and Johnny Field in right will hit ninth.
Well, let's take a look at Shohei Ohtani and his last couple of times out there. May 6th at Seattle, pitching once a week, 6 strong innings there, but the last start against the Twins here at Angel Stadium, he pitched into the 7th inning, gave up just the 1 earned run on 3 hits, 11 punch-outs, and really, he can get those strikeouts on either or any of the 4 pitches that he features. Let's take a look at the defense and see how it's going to line up behind him here this afternoon. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in that outfield, left to right, we've got Justin Upton, Chris Young, and Michael Hermosillo. Across the infield, third to first, Zach Cozart, Andrelton Simmons, Ian Kinsler, and Jeffrey Marte, with Martin Maldonado behind the plate.
Ohtani, just 23 years old, coming to the Angels out of the international free agent market in January. Mike Scioscia, in his 19th year as the manager of this Los Angeles Angels ball club. And he's starting to chase his former manager, Tommy Lasorda, in the win department. Scioscia 1,595. And Lasorda had 1,599 for the Dodgers. And in his 4th season, the Rays skipper has this club at 22 and 22, 7-3 on this road trip. We're all set to play ball. Denard Span taking a little time to settle in here before he sees the first pitch from Shohei Ohtani. That first pitch is a fastball wide. 68 degrees here. A 242 average for Denard Span. He's had some key hits for the Rays, as the 27 runs batted in would indicate. Again, away. 2-0 now.
And when you look at his on-base percentage, he's got 25 walks on the season. Daniel Robertson leads this team with 27. It's working those good at-bats and somehow finding your way on base is the key.
It takes a strike, 2-1.
And as you see here already with Ohtani, another one of those starting pitchers working exclusively out of the stretch, just trying to keep things simple.
Back a fastball that went up to 96.
We've seen him already all over the place with the velocity. 94, and then all of a sudden 91 to get back in the zone, almost like a BP fastball, ramps it up to 96. We know he's got more than that.
And he has hit 101, as we saw in the opening peek we took. Ground ball, foul outside of first. Marte down there playing close to the line. The Rays have won 6 in a row. The Angels have dropped 5 straight. And the offense of these two teams headed in opposite directions. The Rays hitting .290 during their winning streak, and the Angels hitting .178 during their 5-game losing run. Into left center field. That's got some slice back to Upton, not overly deep. And Upton from left field makes the catch. So we're underway here with C.J. Cron about to step in. It's been a good homecoming for Cron. He was on base twice last night. Has continued that on base stretch he has put together. Starts this game hitting .285 with 11 home runs.
And a healthy on base percentage. The fact that he does have the power, with the 11 home runs and production driving runners in, but he has shown the ability to play small ball, to an extent. A couple infield hits, he'll hit the ball the other way if you're going to stay away from him exclusively.
Takes the ball. Well, he's been on base in 25 consecutive games. And I think that's a great point you make of him. We've seen the power that he has. He has good straightaway power and will take the ball to all fields. 2-0. Ball, a 2-0 fastball, and like the general location. The word we've heard on Ohtani, and this is our first chance to see him live, is that fastball can have great velocity but not a lot of movement. It can be pretty straight.
And if you can get him into some fastball counts like that 2-0.
This one is fouled back.
He likes and actually mixes his pitches very well. Obviously a 4-pitch mix, and the curveball, which he didn't use a whole lot early on, is gaining some usage. But you're right, if you can somehow get him into fastball counts and sit on that pitch and get it, it's got life. It just doesn't have a lot of movement. Straight as a string. Guys will get some good swings on it.
2-2 and a cut and a miss. It's the first strikeout for Ohtani.
Between the split, the fastball, right here, not his best slider that you're going to see, but effective just because you've got to try to guard against everything.
Joey Wendell thrown into the dirt. He's shown a little more variety of pitches as his starts have gone on. This is 7th start. 6 starts coming in, 43 strikeouts in just under 33 innings. And a strikeout in this inning here. 2-0. So the pitch selection for Ohtani and the breakout of usage.
That curveball's been climbing. You'll see that number continue to climb, but a really good mix with the other 3.
A nice take down. 3-0.
And not quite locked in here. This is one of the, times that the starting pitcher comes out and maybe struggles a little bit trying to find his good command early on. He's had some bad counts here against a couple of the Rays hitters.
That's a strike. 3-0 fastball, 3-1. Wendell pops it to the left side. That'll be chased by Cozart. It slices into the stands about 6 or 8 rows back. Full count. Three-two. Into the dirt, bouncing away for ball 4. It bounced off Maldonado. The Rays have a base runner with 2 outs.
Well, you can see here early on that Ohtani's not quite as comfortable on the mound as he would like to be. And that pitch right there missed very badly. Looked like that was the split. Trying to get Wendell there on that full count. Well, 2-out base runner. That's how the Rays started their little mini rally in the 2nd inning yesterday.
Yeah, they've had a number of those. With a couple men out and then start the inning. See what Wilson Ramos does here against Ohtani. Well, the breaking ball is down. 1 ball, no strikes. I think you're right. Watching Ohtani here, he's just not quite where he wants to be yet. There's a lack of comfort factor we're seeing here.
We haven't seen a first pitch strike yet. And we've seen a 2-0 count, a 3-0 count, a walk.
And he misses with that one away, down and away, 2-0.
And think about the pitches that he's missed with. The split he bounced to Wendell. He's missed with these last 2 sliders. The first, couple of fastballs to Denard Span out of the zone. He missed with a curveball, bounced that to Wendell. So he's not one of the 4 have stood out quite yet.
And the 2-0 sky deep to right field. Hermosillo there just on the track to make the catch, and that retires the side. Rays leave a man. We go to the bottom of the 1st. No score. Presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Los Angeles will have Ian Kinsler atop the order, followed by Mike Trout, who's the designated hitter today, batting in front of Justin Upton. Andrelton Simmons, the shortstop, hits cleanup. Zach Cozart 5th. Jeffrey Marte at 1st in the 6th spot in front of Martin Maldonado, Chris Young, and Michael Hermosillo.
I'm going to tell you what, Dwayne, the Rays may have found their horse. How about this? Sergio Romo's going to start back-to-back games. And how about that line from yesterday? You could not have asked for a better start and a better script. Follow the script. Get him an inning, get some runs in the top of the 2nd, turn it over to Yarbrough.
But here's Ian Kinsler taking the breaking ball in there for a strike.
And by the way, the fact that he left the stadium last night, 7th, 8th inning, go back, make sure he was well rested for the day game today. Another great starter's move.
And that pitch just missed a little low. Another breaking ball. Well, last night he faced Cozart, Trout, and Upton, and got them all on swinging third strikes. Breaker there, taken wide. 2-1. Back-to-back starts for Romo. And now it's 3-1. And the last time this was done by Zach Greinke, as mentioned last night back in 2012, he was ejected after 4 pitches, took the loss in that one, and then came back the next day. And there's ball 4, so Kinsler walks to start the bottom of the first in this game.
Well, let's take a look at the Rays defense and see how it's going to line up behind Mr. Romo. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. And in the outfield left to right, we've got Spann, Smith, and Johnny Field. And across that infield, third to first, Duffy, Robertson, Wendell, and Miller, with Wilson Ramos behind the plate.
And here is Mike Trout. Trout with a double and a home run last night. The night before, he snapped his hitless streak. Runner takes off, and the throw down is not going to be in time. So Kinsler wasting no time at all in picking up a stolen base, his 5th. Now he's in scoring position.
Well, I didn't pay attention at all, and you could see Kinsler. How about that? You'd never see that. Basically a running lead, or a moving lead at least, off of first base. He never stopped him. And Kinsler took full advantage, trying to jumpstart this Angel offense, which has been anemic at best here on this homestand.
It's wide. 2 balls, no strikes.
Sometimes you got to try to go out and create something. The Angels have been sitting back, waiting for the offense to come. It has not. So now trying to push the envelope here a little bit.
3-0. He went 3-1 to Kinsler, walked him. Now he's 3-0 on Trout. And that's strike 1. Leaning a bit toward first. He was 0 for 21, hit a home run in the 8th inning here Friday night, and then last night doubled and homered. And now strike 2. By the way, the home run Trout hit last night was 99 plus from Ryan Stanek. That's the highest velocity pitch that he's ever homered against. Now it's a full count. Turn, nothing doing. Take a look at this home run. Topping 99 miles per hour, 99 and change. He connected to make it a 2-run game. Now the 3-2, and he takes a big cut and is out on strikes. Romo picks up a strikeout of Trout.
And changed the speed on him. Went to the breaking ball, and Mike Trout's swing gets very big. Tried to do a little bit too much with that pitch. He kind of stayed in the middle of the plate, and he got over aggressive, pulled off of it.
So he got him last night with a curveball. Breaking ball got him here today. And now it's Justin Upton. Pitch, and that's a breaking ball for a strike. Romo made 18 pitches in the first inning last night, 10 for strikes. take this time by Upton. 1-1. Jumping away from the bag at second, expanding the lead. Kinsler. Romo paying attention to him now. Upstairs, fastball there at 86. Andrelton Simmons will be next. Popped up. It's going to carry out a play. 2-2. That same year that Greinke was ejected from a game and then pitched the next day, started C.J. Wilson with the Angels. Was in games on back-to-back days, but it involved a rainout against Texas. He faced 5 hitters, did not return after a rain delay, and then came back the next day and pitched 5 2/3. Had a no decision, giving up a couple runs in that outing. So both those in the same season, 2012. Greinke, the most recent, at Upton, takes a big cut, and he is out on strikes. The fastball up at 86. So a couple strikeouts by Romo in the first inning following the walk.
Everybody looking for that slider, the breaking ball, and he's able to go upstairs with the heater and get him. You know, we had a game when I was with the Diamondbacks where Woody Williams started against Kurt Schilling, and in the second inning a transformer blew out in the outfield, so they canceled the game and going to make it up the next day, and then basically play what ended up being a doubleheader. And Woody Williams came back out and started that, well, not started the game, it was already in progress, but came out and pitched the next day. Picked it up where he left off. In fact, I was the hitter that he faced. He had an 0-2 count on Kurt Schilling, and we're showering up after the game. Bob Brenly sticks his head in and he goes, "Hey, by the way, you're hitting tomorrow." So I went to the plate with an 0-2 count, and the game plan was Woody Williams doesn't know who's going to be hitting. So when he sees it's me, probably going to be a first pitch fastball. So if there's no shake, I'm sitting dead red fastball. If he shakes, I'm sitting breaking ball. Well, he came out, didn't shake, dropped a 12-6 curveball. I buckled, turned around, walked back to the dugout. Wally Bell was the home plate and he started chuckling, loud laughing me as he was ringing me. And yeah.
The ground ball on the 0-1 pitch down to third. Duffy's got it. The throw scooped at first by Miller. Andrelton Simmons out of there. And a scoreless first. Couple strikeouts and a walk. No score. on car insurance. Well, we got to the second inning. No score with the Rays facing the right-hander Ohtani. Romo threw 18 pitches in the first inning, as he did last night. Brad Miller, after the first pitch, a fastball, fouling it back. Strike one. And there's Matt Andriese throwing in the bullpen now for the Rays.
That was a nice recovery by Romo. You know, after the leadoff walk and then the stolen base, come back, get a couple of strikeouts and a ground ball.
Ground ball down to first. That off a breaking ball. So Miller is out, first base unassisted. I think that was the curveball there, around 74.
You know, he's trying to find some pitches, some sequencing that he's comfortable with. We could see clearly in the first inning he really wasn't comfortable with any of his 4 pitches.
They had a big conference in the dugout when he got there, and you could see him walk off doing some physical gyrations as if trying to find the proper feel for what he wants to do.
And that's what it is. A lot of times for a starting pitcher early in a game, you're trying to find that feel, that where it just clicks in and you feel like you're almost throwing on autopilot.
Now here's what we were talking about as he left.
You know, getting the ball out of the glove, trying to visualize. Clearly was not comfortable.
And he's behind Duffy, 2-0.
And this is where you'd like these Rays hitters. I know this is the first time that they've seen him, but you'd like to capitalize a little bit on these very good hitters counts that they've been getting.
That's a line drive and a base hit past Kinsler. Up the gap, cut off by Young. Duffy's headed for second, and he's in there with a double. Well, no sooner requested than done. A 2-0 pitch, and Duffy lines it into the gap in right center for a double.
Now you get into that fastball count, and I don't care how hard it is. These guys are waiting in for it. They're going to be able to do something with it. And Matt Duffy, you know, another ball shot the other way. Rays hitters, 1 through 9 do a really good job of using the whole field, and he uses it there for extra bases.
But now Malik Smith with an opportunity. Rays put a man into scoring position with 1 out. Malik's hitting .313 on the year. And takes a fastball at 97. So good velocity, pretty good location on that fastball. Put a man at second. Sometimes that jars you into finding what you've been looking for.
Well, there's nothing worse than that prod. You know, all of a sudden, yeah, you're right.
Breaking to the bag, Simmons in behind Duffy, but no move back by Ohtani.
It will give you an adrenaline rush, there's no doubt, especially with the fact that I'm sure that he's not even thinking of that. What he's thinking of right now is trying to get comfortable on the mound, but your offense hasn't been scoring. You cannot afford to fall behind once again.
Alex was on base twice last night, once on an error. Singled his way on in his last at bat last night. Lifts it down the left side, Upton after it. That ball's going to be out of play. 0-2.
He's definitely starting to crank up the velocity here with the runner in scoring position. It's been interesting watching his fastball usage here in the early going. We've seen it anywhere from 91 to 98, and almost all points in between.
He's 6'4" out there. And a cut and a miss on a pitch biting down and in. And he strikes out Malik Smith.
Well, that's that splitter where the bottom just drops out, and he really loves to go to that pitch when he's ahead in the count, obviously with 2 strikes. And from 6'4", and look how that just bottoms out. Well, it almost looked like it had some cutting action to it, like a slider.
Tough place to be. 0-2 with that available. Now Daniel Robertson. It's been a great homecoming for Daniel Robertson. That's a strike. A slider to start him. Tapper foul. And he is down 0-2. And Ohtani ahead of the last two hitters after falling behind Duffy and giving up the double. He went 0-2 to Malik Smith, struck him out. 0-2 now to Daniel Robertson. Upstairs. Just a little bit above the zone.
Well, that was the split. Yeah, that's the pitch that he got underneath right there. You want to get on top of that thing and have it bottom out. That one he got underneath and it floated, stayed up above the zone. Well, those are the ones just a little bit lower because it's an easier pitch to recognize. The split has more tumbling action to it. You hang one of those, they get hammered.
And now he misses a little low with that one. 2-2.
You know, and this goes back to Robertson and that strike zone discipline, because that pitch right there, I'm going to tell you, most guys are chasing that.
How do you take it?
Yeah, right. Absolutely. That was a good two-strike put-away pitch that stayed in the zone for a long time.
And he tried to check, is out on strikes. So back-to-back strikeouts. 3 in the game for Ohtani. No score through an inning and a half. And Romo started, hitting 5th today. And the pitch is inside. 18 pitches in the first inning, 9 for strikes. He was 18 last night in the first, 10 for strikes. And now behind Cozart, 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, we saw Sergio and how excited he was to get the start yesterday. What was he like when they told him he was going to get another one today?
Well, he falls behind Cozart, kind of overthrowing the fastball there.
Yeah, you know what? Both of these guys, Ohtani, and he started to look a little more comfortable as the second inning went on, but Sergio, same kind of thing.
gives up a 4-pitch walk to Kozar.
Now, he recovered nicely. You know, an opening walk and a stolen base, and then he would come back, get Trout after falling way behind him, climb the ladder on Upton for the second out, and then here's your defense right here. Matt Duffy over there. Nice scoop over by Brad Miller. Like another ball on the ground right here.
Marte hitting .300, a couple of home runs. The breaking pitch in for strike one. Starts on back-to-back days for Romo. It's too low. 1-1. Yeah, the term should probably be opener.
Yeah.
He's the opener today for the bullpen. Then the Rays hope to eventually get to the closer.
Open and close.
Yep.
He's done both now.
He has.
The only guy that would be insistent on it be called, you know, on being called a starter would be Sergio Romo. No, I'm starting a game in Major League Baseball. Don't call me an opener. I am a starter. Yeah. But that's truly, in essence, what he's doing.
That one is just a bit low as well. Not by much, but ball two. 2-1. Well, last night he opened. Colome closed, and Yarbrough down the middle for 6 1/3, got the win. That's a strike on the outside corner. With Jeff Nelson back, and we saw that one last couple nights, that was not a strike. You had to be all over the corner to get that call. And Nelson will give a pitcher the width of the plate and sometimes a little more. Could be a little more particular on pitches up. Now time granted. Marte getting time as Romo is set to make the delivery. And Nelson a little bit above the league average last year on strikes called. Still 2-2 with a foul ball there cued to the right side. Nelson, the crew chief of this group. Made his debut in 1997, full-time in '99. Toss to first on Kozar.
Just letting them know that you're keeping an eye on him. Angel base runners may start to get some ideas after the way Kinsler was able to swipe second in the first inning.
Yeah, they're 24 out of 28 running anyway. And if you don't pay attention to them, there's a big cut and a miss on the breaking ball. A strikeout of Marte. Keep spinning that breaking ball.
Well, I'll tell you, that was the best one really of the day. He gets the swing and a miss on it, but boy, did he put it in a great spot. Down and away right into that corner. It's going to end this afternoon.
Kevin Cash heads to the mound, so that's it for the opener. An inning and a third. Romo departs, call to the bullpen. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery. by the Rays. Good to have options. That's why the Florida Lottery has over 70 unique scratch-off games. So add a little play to your day with these new games. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. Well, an inning last night, an inning and a third today. Romo, the first pitcher to start consecutive days after throwing one full inning since Johnny Antonelli did that in 1954. And he did that the second day. He started the second game of a doubleheader. So there wasn't back-to-back games, but you see a full inning from Romo last night, an inning and a third today.
I tried one time in college to start back-to-back games of a doubleheader.
I know that story, and I can see you doing that. Maldonado takes a strike.
And we were playing Kent State, and I got beat in the first game. I gave up a leadoff triple and a ground ball to second base, and they took a 1-0 lead. Travis Miller was pitching for them, who pitched for the Twins. No hit us. So when CG lost 1-0, I told our coach, I'm starting game 2. I'm getting a win today, so I'm starting game 2. And he was going to let me do it. And so I went down and started warming up for game 2. It was a quick game, didn't throw a ton of pitches. And I think the scouts, it was my junior year, so it was the draft year, and the scouts in the
you
stands.
can't do that.
Yeah, well, they weren't big fans of that. And they got into the ear of the coach, and about 15, 20 warm-up pitches in.
You got shut down.
Yeah, I got shut down. So I ended up taking an L and had to just go and wear it the rest of the day. That wasn't fun.
Well, Matt Andres is in here and ahead of Maldonado. Romo leaves with a man on. Pitch is down. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, the other 2 pitchers we cited, Greinke and Wilson, C.J. Wilson, neither pitched a full inning and then came back the following day to start.
Almost got dinged up a little bit on that ball. Well, it's the cut man, Joe Benji.
There you go. Take a look at this.
He must have gotten something that flipped into his eye.
Yeah, I think that's right. It's almost not fair with everything else that a catcher goes through, then to have something pop into your eye. I mean, every other part of your body is bruised, beaten, and you get something in your eye.
A little stone.
Now throw down to first. Back in there is Cozart.
Boy, you have got to be alert. And I don't care if you're Zach Cozart taking a secondary lead. You know, if the pitch gets by the hitter, you can't be lingering too far out there, and you've got to be headed back to first. And you've got to be ready if you're Brad Miller, you know, holding him on. And, you know, the catcher like Ramos and Sucre, who like to throw behind runners.
So the count is now 2-2. The last pitch a little wide as Ramos went down to first. 1 on, 1 out. Chris Young on deck, and Maldonado with a 2 ball, 2 strike count. It's foul out of play. Keeps the count right there. Always interesting to look back on some of those games. The Johnny Antonelli game, he pitched for the New York Giants. That was in 1954. Pitched against the Brooklyn Dodgers on May the 30th. Gil Hodges hit an inside the park home run in that game at the Polo Grounds. And then they moved to Pittsburgh. The Giants did the next day, played a doubleheader, and Antonelli started the second game of that doubleheader at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh. 2-2, lifted into left. Here comes Denard Span in. Ball hit high and not all that deep, and Spann makes the catch. And here's the interesting thing about those two games of that doubleheader. The first game went 1 hour and 52 minutes, and the second game went 2 hours and 22 minutes. That was 1954. And in 1955, the American League instituted a rule that a pitcher could only get one visit per inning from his manager. Otherwise, the manager could have unlimited trips out there because they thought the games were too long then. They were averaging 2 hours and 31 minutes. They're trying to shorten the games.
Need to get those guys back on payroll right now. They would be, I would say, very surprised.
How about that?
At lengths of game now. Yeah, I didn't. I mean,
2:30. That's way too long.
Could you imagine though having endless visits from the manager and/or pitching coach?
I mean, if it was that big a problem, can you imagine what the time of the game would have been without them going to the mound? Maybe not even 2 hours.
Well, let's play some ball. Get it and throw it. I mean, listen, that's why Ernie Banks. That's why let's play. If they're going to be that quick, let's get our money's worth. Let's play two.
2 strikes the count on Chris Young. And Grease misses down a little bit off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Matt Andrelton, the choice here to come in behind Romo. This heavy right-handed hitting lineup that Mike Scioscia's put out there today. We talked, Kevin Cash last night was talking about that he had any number of guys, depending on the lineup that was put out there, any number of guys that could come in after Romo. You think about Anthony Banda, and you think about Matt Andrelton, and some of the different guys out in that bullpen right now.
Pitch is down. 2-2. Cozart off first. And a swing and a foul tip strikeout. Right back into the mid of Ramos. Our ball game will head into the third. The Rays and the Angels, no score. Rays and the Angels wrapping up this series. Our Toyota Inside Look. And the Rays riding a 6-game winning streak right now.
Well, and these are the ranks in Major League Baseball. You know, all 30 teams taken into account, runs per game, the batting average and on base, and that's what it speaks to. These guys have given themselves chances to score runs, and obviously have done a very good job of that. Slugging percentage pretty good, and that average with runners in scoring position.
First pitch here to Johnny Field. That's driven deep into left center field, and Field has done it again. The first pitch here in the third, and Johnny Field connects off Ohtani for his 4th home run of the year. No waiting around for Field as he drove that one out of here.
Well, this Rays lineup has seen him now for 2 innings and seen him struggle to try to get comfortable. So you go up there and say, okay, I'm sitting for a fastball in my zone. That ball was meant to be down and away. It ended up down and in, and Johnny Field unloads.
The Rays break out in front. Span takes the pitch down. Field homered here Thursday. Helped the Rays to pull away en route to a 7-1 win. He gives them the early lead with a home run here in the third today. 1-1 count.
You know, and if not for all the injuries, this is a start that Johnny Field probably doesn't get.
There's a lot of playing time he would be getting if it wasn't for injuries.
Well, and he's another one of those guys that has been able to cash in. All the different, you think about all of the different guys given an opportunity one way or the other, whether it's through injury, you know, whether it's a guy like Joey Wendell, which a change of organizations, whatever it may be. And you have created a very hungry, want-to-prove-it team.
2-2.
And that didn't need to be a strike either. And Tommy, at this point, has not been sharp enough to get the benefit of the doubt.
Another look at this. Yeah, that's what Span is thinking. Cut and a miss. Comes back around the same location. Picks up the strikeout.
He gets so many strikeouts and swings and misses on that split.
Whiff rate, Ohtani just under 37%. C.J. Cron takes a strike. Cron struck out on a slider his first time up there. The other 3 have come on splits.
It's the ability to make a pitch appear to be a strike, and then by the time the hitter commits towards it, all of a sudden it's not a strike. And he does it as well as anybody in the game with any number of pitches, but the split's the big one.
2-1.
But boy, you're still seeing these wide misses.
Yep. Yeah, those are pitches that hitters identify early and lay off.
An easy take.
Into the dirt. We've seen a few of those.
And that's a fastball. You know, that's the one pitch that you should feel comfortable at least getting to home plate on a fly. You know, you didn't wrap a fastball. It's hard to, you know, you could spike a breaking ball, get on top of a split, but a fastball, when you're throwing 55-foot fastballs, you are clearly not feeling it.
Thrown up and a good count. 3-1. He lifts it into right. Hermosillo coming in now, and he makes the grab. So a strikeout and a fly ball to right after the leadoff home run by Johnny Field.
Now you remember earlier this year that Ohtani had a blister issue, and you wonder if that is something that maybe it's rearing its ugly head once again. Doesn't look real concerned right there.
Joey Wendell will be the hitter. Wendell got ahead in the count and walked his first time up against Ohtani. Curveball misses. 1 ball, no strikes. Two and 0. He's behind another hitter.
That's been the norm. That really has been the norm for Ohtani here this afternoon.
Tapper right side, backhanded by Kinsler. Throw to first to get Wendell. Rays get a run on the home run by Johnny Field, and they strike first. Came on the first pitch he saw here to begin the inning. 1-0 Rays. Upon the conclusion of this game, you can visit a local participating 7-Eleven store, pick up a Rays discount coupon for $7.11 tickets to the game Friday, the 25th of May, when the Rays meet the Orioles. And keep saving with $5 Budweiser and Bud Lights exclusively on the Budweiser ports. Ages 21 and over, please drink responsibly. Hermosillo leading off, hitting out of the 9th spot, playing right field, 1-0 the count. Disappeared on him, and the count is 1-1. Matt Andres came in with 1 on and 1 out in the 2nd inning, got Maldonado and Young. Romo pitching an inning and a third. 3 strikeouts, a couple of walks, no runs. 2-1 the count to Hermosillo, who has emerged as a prospect of some note. He was, I think, picked in the 28th round. A good athlete. And he's getting a look here.
Oh, they're trying to find a spark, trying to get something going. And it's been a long drought here offensively. Maybe he can provide something there. Kole Calhoun is a normal right fielder, just has not been able to get anything going with the stick. Good defense, tremendous defense.
Yep.
But boy, he has been in a prolonged slump.
Calhoun will put an end to the running game out there in right field with that arm. He'll keep some runners in check. But the offense has been a major issue. Oh, he got in on him there, and a little bounded to third. Duffy makes that play.
Yeah, it's a good thing that there's no kangaroo court anymore, because that's a hefty fine. When you get all tied up, jammed, and crack your bat on an off-speed pitch, that's going to cost you. That ball in the mid-80s, but you saw the run that took off on him.
Yeah, what happened to all the kangaroo courts?
I don't know, because those were fun.
Yeah, fun, and you had to be tough.
Yeah, well, maybe
have
that.
your own sense of
Yeah,
humor.
you better have some thick skin.
Yeah.
That's right, because you're going to get called on the carpet for some ridiculous stuff and hounded because of it.
That's right. Strike one to Kinsler.
There's just so many things. My favorite, I know we've talked about this before, my favorite fine, though, was when you got called up to the big leagues. Now, you're down in the minor leagues, you're at Durham doing your thing, and you get called up, you know, on May 19th, May 20th, and the next kangaroo court session, you were going to get fined for showing up to the season late. that was standard. Where have you been?
Yeah, what have you been doing? A 2-strike count on Ian Kinsler. And that one is foul, and he broke his bat. Kinsler started the day hitting .208. Been a second baseman with power in Texas and Detroit. Angels looking for some of that here. Put away, a ball, 2 strikes.
Always has been a notorious first pitch fastball hunter. He was the kind of guy that if you were going to start a game with a get me over fastball, here we go, he was going to try to take it out of the yard.
It's headed for the stands. Fields starts a journey over there, but pulls up. That ball already well out of play. Matt Andres, second Rays pitcher. He worked against Kansas City Wednesday. Pitched 3 innings in a 5-3 Rays win, and he picked up the victory. It's 2-2. Andres, another one of these Rays who has had a homecoming here in this 4-game series. Ground ball over the mound. Wendell scoops and throws, and that takes care of Kinsler. So a couple of ground ball outs. 2 up, 2 down for Mike Trout. Trout came into this game hitting .296. The Rays trying to sweep the Angels. The Angels with a 5-game losing streak now, averaging just 2 runs a game, hitting .178. While the starters have been good, the bullpen has not, and hitting with men in scoring position, 100.
And I'll tell you, that's got to be extremely frustrating for Mike Scioscia, because when you get the kind of starting pitching that they've got, where your ERA is below 2, and yet you cannot find a way to win a game. You're just wasting those good starts.
Grease comes into the strike now, 1-1. Balls and a strike. Two, big cut by Trout. Not getting cheated on the swing.
Well, he saw how big his swing got on that breaking ball that he ended up striking out on by Sergio Romo. He really, you don't see him usually come unglued like that with his swing. He'll take some big swings, but boy, he took it to another level there.
Low. Well, the Angels have been further frustrated by their offense at home. They thought making that change in the outfield with that wall not as high as it used to be. He's hit it over that wall all the way across right field. It's a home run. Hasn't worked out that way. High pop-up foul. That will be out of play about 3 rows behind the dugout area. And there's that yellow line. Over that's a home run. So they've, at least in right center, tried to make it a little cozier, and they have not been able to take advantage of that.
Well, and it's interesting too, because look at how many right-handed hitters are in their lineup. And right center, you would think, you know, just off the top of your head, that's going to favor a left-handed hitter more than a right-handed hitter.
And too close to Trout, so he'll head to first. Trout to first with 2 gone for Justin Upton.
Keep your eye on him over there at first base. And Matt Andres has had trouble with base runners in the past. Trout, he's been perfect on the year as far as stolen bases as Upton comes to the plate. So you may want to try to steal him. You know, Upton's had the most RBIs in baseball here in the month of May. So this may be a place where Mike Scioscia again tries to push the envelope a little bit with his offense.
8 of 8 for Trout in the running department. They already have a steal. Kinsler stole second and the first when Romo paid him no attention. The first pitch taken for a strike. There's Trout, 8 of 8 in the steal department. Trout was 22 of 26 in stolen base attempts a year ago.
Not a huge lead at all. You know, we see him right there at 11 feet. We've seen Malik Smith. You know, he tends to hang out around 13 feet. We've seen him get out to 14 feet.
Inside to Upton. 2-1. Grease working in his second inning. Upton 1 of 6 off him in his career. This time a move to first. Center field, in comes Malik Smith to make the catch. No runs, a walk, and a man left. We go to the fourth. 1-0 Rays. Rays picked up a run on the home run by Johnny Field in the third inning. We go to the fourth. They lead 1-0. Wilson Ramos will lead it off against Ohtani. Ramos, Miller, and Duffy. It's ball one. Ramos went out to right field. Hermosillo made the catch on a fly ball that sent Hermosillo to the warning track. 2-0 in that first inning. Wendell walked with 2 outs in front of Ramos, who got ahead 2-0. And Ohtani struggling in that inning to find any kind of groove out there. Got through it without being scored upon. 2-1. When Ramos first hit that ball, you thought it had a chance. And Hermosillo was just a step deep on the track.
Well, he had, another count here, 2-0, with the missed breaking balls to start him off. He has been working behind in the count, and oftentimes it's well behind in the count. 2-0, 3-1.
Chopper down to third. Cozart backs up, makes the throw. And Ramos is the first out.
I'll tell you, he is not happy, obviously, but it goes back to the pitches that he got. He got a 2-0 count, and he got 2 fastballs that were really right out over the heart of the plate, and feeling like he should have done a little bit more with them. He loved that fire.
Now Brad Miller.
Unless you're the water cooler. He just took a beating.
They're built to take it. Brad Miller with multiple hit games. Last 2 outings for him. Biting down and in. 1-1. Curveball got him on a ground ball to first in the second inning. And now the fastball is a strike, and it's 1-2. 2. Last week and a half been pretty good at the plate for Miller, hitting over 300 in that stretch with multiple hit games. And he is out on strikes. That one disappeared on him.
Yeah, that was the filthiest split that we've seen today, because he kept this one right over the middle of the plate. Watch how long it stays up. Boy, gone. That's the fear. That's the fear with Ohtani. That's why you like to really take advantage when he falls behind in the count, because he gets you to 2 strikes, and then you become a very defensive hitter.
Matt Duffy doubled his first time. 1 of 2 hits in this game, takes a strike. Duffy back near his home turf. He come here as a youngster, and part of the youngsters who would parade around the perimeter of the field on the track area here, as we so often see when we come out here. And they had a big group of those today before the game, all around the perimeter of the playing field. That used to be one of the highlights of Matt Duffy as a boy to come here to this ballpark.
Well, you get to tour the whole field. You know, they let him in through the right field entrance. They parade all the way around home plate, come all the way out, and head out the left field entrance. The interesting thing was that parade was nonstop for closing in on a half hour.
That's right.
I mean, they just kept it coming. It was like an army.
This one is down. A lot of youth baseball teams getting to experience that. And you can't beat that. I mean, Duffy's a great example of that. He was a guy now playing in the big leagues, did that as a kid.
Yeah, we get to walk by the dugouts.
Yeah.
I mean,
take a look in there and see
yeah,
what's going on. Well, Duffy's out on strikes. The Rays are up and down 1, 2, 3. 1-0 Rays, middle of inning 4.
Chevy Prospect Spotlight, we're taking a look at Zachary Law, who is in Low A Bowling Green and is on a 12-game hitting streak, hitting .386 during that streak with 10 RBIs. The 21-year-old from Waco, Texas was the Rays' 23rd round pick in the 2014 MLB draft. He's hitting .315 on the season overall. Dwayne NBA.
All right, thank you. And here in Anaheim, the Rays have a 1-0 lead. Andrelton Simmons will lead it off. He's hitting .329 in the middle of the Angels lineup. Which is wide. 1 ball, no strikes. Matt Andres came on with 1 out, 1 on in the 2nd inning. Retired the next 2 hitters. The scoreless 3rd, now opening the 4th. Little comebacker, and it gets right by him. Simmons is aboard. That'll be an error on Andres. And boy, you get a chance to retire Simmons, especially leading off an inning. You just hope that doesn't come back to hurt you.
Well, you're looking for poor contact, and that's exactly what you get with a hot hitter right off the end of the bat. And it just finds its way through the 5-hole under the glove. Dies behind the mound. And now you got to put that behind you and start making pitches. You know, it's a 1-run game.
Well, this is the 3rd time in the first 4 innings the Angels have had the leadoff hitter aboard. That makes you nervous. Zach Cozart.
Now, you don't want to do any favors to an offense that's struggling. Don't help them along the way in any way. And think about the 3 that have reached. Self-inflicted wounds, 2 walks and an error.
Yep. You're asking for trouble when you do that. 1-0 the count on Cozart. Cozart coming over from the Cincinnati Reds. He had some pop for the Reds, hit 24 home runs last year. Pretty good ballpark over there to hit in as well. And he comes in here to Anaheim. One of the reasons he wound up here, he was thinking this club was making some moves to contend, and the Angels believe that. Right now it's been a struggle for them, particularly at home. 2-0, Andres falls behind. It's 3-0. This after the error. And ball 4. So an error and then a walk on 4 pitches. Second time Cozart has walked.
This is where you cross your fingers and hope for the best.
Yep.
Because you are really
tempting fate.
Yep.
Matt steps back. We're going to get a pinch hitter. Luis Valbuena will pinch hit for Marte.
Boy, how desperate is Mike Scioscia for offense? He gets these 2 gifted base runners and already going to go to the bench and pinch hit here in the bottom of the 4th.
Valbuena hitting .246 with 4 home runs. The pinch-a-penny pinch hitter comes here in the 4th inning. Valbuena 2 for 7 in his career, and out comes Kyle Snyder. Rays talk this one over. The Rays holding a 1-run lead. That run coming on Johnny Fields' 4th home run of the year. Plate umpire Jeff Nelson's going to make his way to the mound and try to move this conversation along. It's Valbuena here to bat. Making his first appearance in this series. Hit 22 home runs last year in 117 games. So Marte lifted for the left-handed bat. The pitch is a wild pitch down and in. And the runners advance to second and third. Well, that after that conference on the mound, that's the last thing the Rays wanted to see.
Boy, the toughest way to start an inning. An error, a walk, and then a wild pitch. And that pitch missed badly, yanked down and in, and almost could not backhand it.
So trouble now. Swing and a miss. 1-1. I mean, this is like starting an inning. You put men at second and third and say, go get them.
Oh, the future of extra innings in Major League Baseball.
Pitch away. 2-1. Andres in hot water right now. And it's been of his own making. An error, walk, wild pitch. Ground ball by the mound. Wendell will make the pickup, and the run scores. Cozart will go to third. Simmons crosses the plate. So on the ground ball, it becomes a tie game. Valbuena making contact to get the run home.
Yeah, and able to get it by the mound. Somehow that Matt Andres able to flag that down. You could keep that runner from scoring, but not able to do so. They tie the game, and Kevin Cash has seen enough.
Well, Maldonado's due up, and Kevin Cash will go to the bullpen. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery. By Eldorado's Memorial Day sales event going on now in all Eldorado furniture showrooms, and by your local Ford dealers. Rays make a pitching change. They've helped the Angel offense along here in this inning, and Jose Alvarado becomes pitcher number 3.
Jose Alvarado, you're used to seeing him at the back end of ball games, but Kevin Cash understanding that this could be a turning point in this game. You know, both of these teams trying to find their footing and gain some momentum in this one. In the bottom of the 4th inning, as if these back-to-back starts by Sergio Romo weren't enough, now you see the big lefty with the triple-digit fastball in here trying to get out of this jam in the 4th.
Well, Martin Maldonado will be the hitter. And the Rays have the infield up with Cozart at third base. First pitch in there for strike 1. Breaking ball. He gets it over. Maldonado hitting .200 against left-handed pitching. He drives it into center field. That ball is going to be caught by Malik Smith, tagging at third. Cozart will trot home, and the Angels take the lead. So Maldonado delivers a fly ball. Base is empty now. A couple of gift runs, and the final analysis there. The Rays surrendering those 2 and the lead. So the bases are empty now. Chris Young. Young drives it toward left center field. That's in there. One hop and over the wall or off the wall for 2 bases. Young picking up his second 2-base hit. Well, the Angels had scored a run without the benefit of a hit. And here's their first hit of the game.
Well, that ball left out over the plate there, and Chris Young almost a half swing. There wasn't much of a follow through there, but you've got a guy out on the mound that's going to supply a lot of the power for you. Get the barrel to the baseball, it's going to jump. And that's exactly what happened.
Hermosillo. And he is hit by the pitch. So another base runner follows a double. The Rays having a difficult time doing things right here in the bottom of the 4th. And it has cost them the lead.
Yeah, not given a whole lot of room there either, as Hermosillo just taking that right off of the padding. And it has been an ugly inning, and that's why if the Rays could somehow get out of this inning down just 2-1, you'd almost consider that a victory for the way that they put themselves behind the 8 ball.
Ian Kinsler, the top of the order, about to step in for the Angels. That's a strike. Fastball 98, cranking it up there. Kinsler walked in the first against Romo, stole a base, was left on second, and then grounded out in the third. That was against Andrelton. Now faces his 3rd different pitcher of the game. Upstairs, tried to throw the breaking ball and stayed up. Charged with 2 unearned runs, didn't allow a hit in 2 innings, but an error and a couple of walks hurt. It's 2-1.
Well, it doesn't seem like any pitcher's been able to come out of the bullpen, step out onto the mound, and be in a comfort zone. Everybody trying to feel their way through this game on both sides. Last couple of breaking balls, very Jose Alvarado-like. He's usually got a snappy breaking ball, an explosive fastball, built to overpower hitters.
That fastball foul out of play the other way. It's a 2-2 count to Kinsler. Rays have managed to run in 4 innings off Ohtani. 2 unearned runs, giving Los Angeles the lead in the bottom of the 4th. It's down. The count is full. Boy, this is a big hitter. A couple men on, including Young in scoring position. Mike Trout on deck. Now 3-2 to Kinsler. Biggest pitch right here coming. Runners go, and Kinsler pops it up. Wendell on the right side from second, making the call and the catch. 2 unearned runs. We're through 4, 2-1 Angels. Coming in to hit in the 5th inning. The new Rays Flex Pack has been released and features a limited time low price of $75 for 5 lower level tickets. Save up to 60% off the single game ticket price and get a Devil Rays pullover. Presented by Dex Imaging with each pack purchased. Visit raysbaseball.com/flex. Rays up. First pitch, and Malik Smith fouls it off. Strike 1.
And we'll see if pitching with the lead here kind of energizes Ohtani. And he's gone through 4 innings, giving up just a 1 run on the Johnny Field home run, but he has not been particularly sharp, even amongst all the strikeouts.
Retired the side in order in the 4th. 6 in a row since the home run by Field. And Malik's is behind. 0-2.
Yeah, this is where you get fearful of what Ohtani can do to an offense. He starts pitching in counts like this with regularity, and it's going to be a long road.
Well, he got ahead of Malik's in the 2nd and took care of him with a split. And there's a swing and miss. And he is out again. Tough place to be, down 0-2 against Ohtani.
Just too many weapons. And the split, obviously, maybe the biggest of all that he has to put you away. And it's a tough pitch to lay off of as you're trying to protect the 2, and you can see why.
Now 7 strikeouts in 4 1/3 for Ohtani. Now Daniel Robertson. Pitch stays high. That one stayed up out of the zone. Two and nothing. A slider high and a fastball low. The 2-0 pitch. And he gets the strike zone there with a fastball. 2-1. Johnny Field is on deck. He's given the Rays their run so far. And back with another fastball right at the bottom of the zone. It's 2-2.
Well, if you're a hitter sitting 2-0 and wanting to get a fastball, and you get back to back, and he puts them basically in the same spot, just an impossible pitch to drive.
Well, the ground ball, left side. Cozart to his left makes the play. So a strikeout and a ground out. 2 up, 2 down in the 5th.
Well, there's been a sharpness to him this inning as far as the velocity and the good locations. This Angel team has not been playing from out in front here very often on this homestand, and you just don't want to get him energized.
But Johnny Field connected on the first pitch he saw in the 3rd. Hit it out to center. It was a pitch that didn't bite much. There's another look at the home run and the lift on that one.
Yeah, down and in. He almost hit that like a left-handed hitter. You get those pitches down and in, just drop the barrel, lift, and it goes.
Two 2-0. Shoots it into right field. Hermosillo closing and makes the catch on the move toward the line. 3 up, 3 down, 9 straight retired by Ohtani. 2-1 Angels. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning in Los Angeles and Anaheim. Mike Trout takes the pitch too low. Trout, Upton, and then Simmons due up against Alvarado. Strikeout and a walk for Trout today. One ball, one strike. Upstairs. 2-1. Ooh, a big cut and a miss. Playing hardball there. 97 with a fastball and a big swing by Trout. 2-2.
Mike Trout has brought his big swing here today. We're looking to, lift and separate. That head's coming out of there, really flying open on down the third base side.
And now the count is full.
I'm sure that Mike Trout feels the way that this offense has been struggling, it's on his shoulders to pull him out of it. You know, kind of how Evan Longoria used to do that a ton, where he would take so much responsibility that all of a sudden he would start to hurt himself by expanding his zone.
Inside, a leadoff walk. So for the second straight time, a walk to Trout. That's 5 walks given up by Rays pitching. They've given up a walk in every inning.
And that's the 3rd leadoff walk. You know, I tell you, the Rays, for the way this game has gone down, where last night could not have worked according to plan any better, tonight, or this afternoon, they're really fortunate to be down just 2-1.
Justin Upton is 0 for 2.
And all these base runners, and the Angels have 1 hit.
Strike 1 call. Romo for an inning and a third. Andres 2 innings, charged with 2 runs, both unearned as it turns out. His own error opened the gates for the Angels. He did go around. Laz Diaz confirms that down at first, and it's an 0-2 count on Upton. Over to first, back in Trout. The Angels have had runners in every inning. The Rays had runners in each of the first 3 innings, but not much since then. In fact, nothing. Two-strike pitch to Upton. Will come eventually. Time called. A long wait there by Alvarado, and Upton got time.
Trying to wait and see if Mike Trout is going to try anything over there. The lead is not very big, but that was an awful long hold and step off there by Alvarado.
One and 2.
You can see Mike Trout there with a little false start, just trying to put anything that he can into Alvarado's mind. He knows that he's thinking about him right now. Has to account for him, so give him a little bit more to think about. Maybe Upton gets a pitch to hit.
Runner goes. Good jump. Swing and a miss. Throw down's not going to be in time. Trout steals his way into scoring position. He's 9 of 9 in the steal department as Upton strikes out.
Well, he got a slider down and in to run on and did not have a very big lead. You know, as we see those leads get out there, he was just at 11 feet, but the jump was outstanding and very efficient route. I'll tell you, Mike Trout knows when to go, picks his spots very well, and now 9 out of 9.
So the Angels with a man in scoring position for Andrelton Simmons. Fastball down at 98. Low heat there, but a ball, 1-0. Banda now up in the bullpen. Runner takes off for third, and the throw down will not be in time. So Trout steals second and third after the leadoff walk.
You don't think that Mike Trout feels some responsibility for this offense? He's trying single-handedly get himself as close to home plate. Another great jump. I'll tell you, he is explosive. He gets to top speed within the first couple steps. Just tough to get him. Force the Rays to bring the infield in now.
With a 2-0 count on Simmons. Into the dirt, blocked by Ramos. Well, that came close to giving the Angels another run. The last couple innings have not been the kind of baseball the Rays have been playing. A little shaky in the fourth. Leadoff walk here in the fifth. A couple steals. 1 out. 3-0 count on Simmons. And ball 4. It's the 6th walk given up by Rays pitching. For 2 in the inning by Alvarado. Zach Cozart. Another trip to the mound. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB at Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Well, Snyder concludes the conference. First and third. Cozart walked and scored in the fourth. He's drawn 2 of the 6 walks allowed by Rays pitching. Ball 1, a fastball wide. Upstairs, 2-0. Putting the leadoff man aboard. 4 of the 5 innings for the Angels, one way or another. A walk this time. That's going to be a strike on the corner. 2-1. Pop fly, right side, shallow right, field there to make the catch, tag at third. Trout's going to score. He beat the throw in, and the Angels take a 3-1 lead. Throw back to second, but time had been called. Simmons was off the bag, but time had been granted. Cozart drives in a run with a fly ball. The Rays, I think, are going to appeal at third base.
Well, Mike Trout, that ball was not hit that deep into right field, and Johnny Field got there in time to make the catch, make a throw. Mike Trout still able to score pretty easily, and so the Rays want to take this opportunity. Maybe not. No, I think they must have checked it on video and said, no, he left in good enough time. He's going to make a change.
Kevin Cash out of the dugout and on his way to the mound. It's 3-1. So the Rays will make another call to the bullpen. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery.
Comes on, and let's take a look at a scouting report on Anthony Banda. A successful debut. He goes out and starts the game for the Rays in Kansas City, went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, threw the ball well, and acquitted himself quite nicely. And I think that second point here, there's more to come, because really he came in, being touted as a guy, fastball, curveball, changeup, had been working on a slider throughout spring training, and what we saw for the most part was the fastball, the changeup. Didn't throw any curveballs, said that he threw 1 slider, and that was early, in that ball game. So more to come as far as the arsenal. We'll see if he comes out with that here this afternoon.
So Alvarado gone. It's Banda to match up against Valbuena. Pitch is fouled out of play. Valbuena got the ground ball. Pinch hitting in the 4th inning. They got a run home. It's now 3-1. In the dirt. Blocked by Ramos. Two and one. Well, Banda averaged a little under 94.5 with the fastball in his first start. High popper, that's going to be a foul. and take the count to 2-2. 2 runs in the fourth inning, both unearned. Leadoff walk has led to another run here in the fifth. Runner at second base. 2 outs and the count is 2-2. That will take it all the way to 3-2. Cozart, Valbuena, and Maldonado with the runs batted in. Valbuena at the plate. 3-2 pitch. He got it. Struck him out. Fastball 94. And that takes care of the Angels in the fifth. But they add a run. It's 3-1. Top of the order due for the Rays.
You see walking Joey Wendell right there, trying to find a rhythm with all of his pitches. That was after the first inning, still trying to get a feel. Here he misses a fastball across the plate down and into Johnny Field, and that would give the Rays an early lead. But since then, slowly but surely, he has started to find it, started to rack up some strikeouts. That split has been devastating when he's been able to get ahead in the count. The fastball velocity, too, has started to climb, and it stayed up around that 96 to 98 range pretty consistently as he now has the lead, and it becomes a little bit tougher on this Rays O.
Well, 9 in a row retired. He's still 7 of 18 in first pitch strikes. And it will be the top of the order. See if we'll do a little investigative work and see if we can find out. Jeff Nelson, the crew chief and plate umpire, addressed the Angels dugout and then the Rays dugout, updating them on something of some import. Here's a chopper to the right of Simmons, and he makes the play. Span is the first out here in the 6th inning. Nice play by Simmons. Not a routine play, but he makes it look very easy out there.
He's probably the best in the game. I mean, when you look at all the defensive metrics, you know, defensive runs saved. You know, we love that. We talk about that a lot with Kevin Kiermaier. And he had more defensive runs saved last year. The second place finisher was more than, wasn't even halfway to him. I think he had like 32. Next guy was around 15.
C.J. Cron takes a strike. So a couple of first pitch strikes here. And that gives Ohtani Now 9 of 20 first pitch strikes.
And that's all been recent.
Yep.
But by any metric, and don't know how they figure out some of these things, Simmons is top dog. Strong, accurate arm, although we have seen him bounce a couple of throws in this series. It's been a sloppy series overall by the Angels. Even today with all the opportunities that they've been gift wrapped by the Rays, to have just the 3 runs and only just 1 hit.
3 runs, 1 hit. They've stranded 6 men in 5 innings. Now 2-2 as Maldonado lunges out there. Just an instinctive move by Maldonado, trying to save that pitch. Nobody on base, and he's still throwing his body out there.
You never quit playing.
That's right.
Hard. Never quit playing hard.
It's a foul ball out of play.
Well, he's one of the better guys behind the plate as far as controlling the running game, catch and throw guy.
Gold Glove last year. Yeah, you just play hard all the time. You never want to be caught in any situation giving less than that.
That's all you can ask for. That's the one thing.
Again to short. Simmons retires Crone. 2 up, 2 down.
There's always different levels of talent. Guys are gifted in different ways, but the one thing that everybody can do consistently is give great effort. And it's the one thing that coaches, really, and some of your teammates, guys, that's the one thing you can't stomach is lack of effort, lack of hustle.
Joey Wendell has walked and grounded out.
Just try, Dwayne. Just try.
Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Although I do like to tell my kids when, Dad, I'm going to try it. Listen, Rye, Jack, it's not a try league. This is a do league. Either do or don't do, but this try thing, not interested.
One and one. Well, the Rays not much doing here in the middle part of this game. Got the run on Fields' home run. Since then, 11 straight retired by Ohtani. And Wendell is now behind in the count. Well, that was easy 98 right there.
Well, he's starting to lock things in, and that's what you were afraid of. All those early, bad counts that he was getting into and trying to find a feel for all of his pitches. He is silky smooth.
And he strikes out the Rays' second baseman. Another 1-2-3 inning. 8 strikeouts, and the Rays are down 3-1. Geico, great moment on this day back in 2006. Russell Brandon belting a 2-run walk-off homer off Logan Kensing to give the Devil Rays a 4-3 victory over their South Florida rivals.
I'm afraid that highlight right there just cost us the unicorn.
High fly ball off the bat of Maldonado, and Field a little trouble with the sun. And boy, you talk about hanging in there and staying with it. That's exactly what Johnny Field did out there to make that catch.
We're just fighting, and then the basket catch about a foot off the ground. Heck of a job by Johnny Field to stay with it and battle through some intense glare. I'm being told that the unicorn perished a while back. I think that's why they felt comfortable going with that clip when they did.
Strike one.
Just right back over it.
Just wanted to make sure, I guess. It's a ball, strike count on Young. Two unearned runs in the fourth, another run keyed on a leadoff walk in the fifth. Well, this one will reenact it. And Field a little easier that time, but still a bit of a challenge.
Well, did you see Joey Wendell heading back out into right field from his second base position for some help? I mean, he was hustling out there, understanding that this is the difficult play. Look where he's at. And look at the effort to get out there and help Johnny Field.
It's a team.
You know what? Again, with the mind meld, I was thinking that's exactly epitomizes what this team's all about.
Yep. Sure is.
Picking each other up, playing hard to the end, whatever it takes to make a play, win a game.
1-1. That's what this has been, this club. After that tough start to come back, get to 500, play as well as they have, foul ball into the screen. It's been a team effort.
Seemingly, you get a different hero just about every night.
Yep. It's a shot up the left side, fair. Rounding off the sidewall, and Span's going to have to play the carom. Hermosillo, who can run, grounded second and put on the brakes. He has 2 hits in the big leagues, and both have been doubles coming here in this series after his call up.
Well, that was a breaking ball. That looked to be a hanging slider, perhaps. Regardless, had a little hump in it, and he was able to jump on it, and you see just lay it inside that line and up the wall left field.
So Banda giving up his first hit in relief. He's the 4th Rays pitcher. And that's only the 2nd hit of the game for the Angels. It's a ball. Fastball missing. Coming back after working Tuesday in Kansas City. 2-0. Banda went 5 innings in that outing. Popped up right side near the stands. Miller runs out of room. Banda 5 innings, but only 52 pitches in Tuesday's start against Kansas City. Gave up 3 runs, 6 hits, walked a man, struck out 1. Kinsler at the plate. Hermosillo at second. Fly ball back into center field. It's Malik Smith to make the catch. One hit, a 2-out double, and a man left. It's 3-1. Angels. And the Florida Lottery jackpot stat board here. And this represents the turnaround for the Rays, going from 3.4 runs to 5.1 run a game.
Well, look what they've been able to do. The starters doing a better job, and they've turned that into 18-9. I mean, you're winning 2 out of 3 clip. That's called winning series, something this team's done a great job of here recently. But what a turnaround. You know, with a young team, you get some veterans sprinkled in there, but a newly put together team with a lot of young guys to start off 4-13, that could really bury you, but they refuse.
Wilson Ramos after the first pitch fastball. 7th inning underway. He fouls it out of play.
I mean, the more that we travel around, the more teams that we see on these road trips and the home stands, you say to yourself, why not the Rays?
Yep.
Why could it not be them?
Yep. That's a line drive off the glove of Cozart into left field. Ramos will make the turn and hold at first base, and the Rays get a base runner. That stops the streak of 12 in a row retired by Ohtani. And Ramos is aboard to lead it off in the 7th.
Oh, give yourself a chance, and he ropes that ball. Cozart had a play on it, but it looked like he got his glove up there in time and had enough of the glove on the baseball to catch it. Looked like it was right off the thumb. And now you get the tying run here to the plate.
Brad Miller about to step in. Kole Calhoun has taken over in right field, replacing Hermosillo. Now it's Miller against Ohtani. And he's under this one, skies it toward right center. And Young is there to make the catch. One away. Well, Ohtani has now made more first pitch strikes than not.
It's been quite the turnaround.
Yep.
Because they were few and far between the first few innings.
When you look over the last 3 or 4 innings, he's gone from 7 of 18, and now he's 12 of 23. Here's Matt Duffy, 1 on, 1 out.
It's like me and our our little group basketball game. 5 for his last 5. 2 from behind the arc. Love running behind the arcs.
Well, here's Duffy with a 1-strike count. Taking one wide. Duffy doubled in the second inning, struck out his last time. The Rays got their run on Johnny Field's third inning home run. And a strike. That's a tough pitch to handle out there.
You know, not only is he getting the first pitch strikes in there and getting ahead right away, but his location
98 out there.
Yeah,
Really?
what can you do with that? Foul it off? If you're going to put it into fair territory, it's going to be weakly hit. Now you got to account for the split.
2-2 blocked by Maldonado. That split.
Wilson Ramos down there at first base putting his hands up in surrender. Don't come down here. I'm not going anywhere.
Ramos at first with the leadoff hit. One of only 2 hits for the Rays. Well, they have 3 now. There's a little popper into short right center. That's going to fall and skips by Calhoun. But an advance to second. And Ramos hangs on there. So Duffy drops a base hit. Picks up the 4th hit for the Rays.
They start to piece together an inning. This ball right off the end of the bat. That's the slider. And Duffy reaches out and just pokes it. Ball dies out there in right field. Kole Calhoun, fresh off the bench, that uncharacteristically gets by him, but Ramos kind of station to station right now.
Now Malik Smith. Malik's twice has struck out. And there's a pitch away off the zone, and that's a step in the right direction. He got down 0-2 in the second saw split, struck out swinging. And then he got down 0-2 in the fifth, saw 1 and struck out swinging. Now it's 1-0. Lifting a fly ball into left field, that sends Upton back. He's still going back on the track to make the catch. And as Ramos got back the tag, he's going to have to stay at second. Boy, that ball continued to carry for Malik, sending Upton deep into left.
Boy, Ohtani supplying a lot of power, and Malik Smith showing some right here. Boy, whacking this 97-mile-an-hour fastball the other way, and it got people on edge here out in Anaheim. As he onto the track goes Upton.
Well, 2 men on with 2 men out. The hitter will be Daniel Robertson. And the conversation on the hill with Ohtani. Tuesday coming up, Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your local Honda dealers. The Red Sox arrive at the Trout. And we'll hear from Jake Faria. Faria set to open that series against Chris Sale. Archer and Price will match up Wednesday, and Blake Snell to pitch the Thursday game at the Trop. So some pretty good names in the pitching matchups there. Now Daniel Robertson, and the pitch inside, breaking ball.
Tried to overthrow it, and that ball just backed up, almost backed up right into Daniel Robertson.
Two singles. 2 men on, 2 men out. And the breaking ball again, and it's fouled on a check swing. 1-1. Rays got a run on a home run by Johnny Field in the 3rd inning. Two and one. Rays got a walk to Wendell with 2 outs in the first. Duffy a one-out double in the second, then the home run, and nothing down the middle part of this game until now. Ramos a base hit with one out. Duffy dropped a base hit into right. Now 2 outs, 2 men on, 2 men out, and the fastball there foul back. A lot of breaking stuff, and then that 98-mile-per-hour fastball.
I think that he was trying to jump on the breaking stuff, and it was not sharp. Trying to overthrow things here, understanding this is a big part of the game, and the hitter at the plate has been red hot this series. So I guess if all else fails and you're going to try to jump on something, make it a heater. And that's what he did right there, and now
it's a 2-2 count. Robertson belted the grand slam in the second inning of last night's game. Homered in the second inning of Friday's game.
And he got Robertson. And he struck him out earlier in the game on the split. This is the time he would go to it.
And it's lifted into right field. Back goes Young. Still going. He's at the track, on the wall, or on the track in front of the wall, and he makes the catch. So a long fly ball leaves 2 men. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 3-1, Angels. Of the 7th, and it will be Mike Trout to lead it off. Trout trying to shake this Angels ball club into the win column.
And we saw this last night, Dwayne. You're talking about the top 4 in MVP voting in each of the last 6 seasons. And what's more impressive than that was he finished 4th a year ago. The previous 5 seasons, he was either 1st or 2nd. Speaks to his talent and the consistency of his production across the game.
Here's a guy with great power, but he helps his team in so many ways beyond his power, almost by a force of will.
You just described his last at bat.
Yeah.
He takes a walk. He swipes second, he swipes third, and he scores on a sacrifice fly that wasn't even that deep out into right field. That is a force of will and a run by Trout himself.
0 for 1 with those 2 walks, and now here in the 7th inning, he takes the first pitch too high from Banda, Anthony Banda, with an inning and a third under his belt, 1 hit allowed. It's 2-1. Missing Banda's fastball. Well, 2 unearned runs in the 4th handed the Angels the lead. They added another run in the 5th, and that was Trout scoring that run, setting it up, scored on a sacrifice fly after drawing the walk. Full count. Well, Banda working out of the bullpen today, and he is about the same pace he was when he started. He wants that ball and ready to make the next pitch.
And you got to love that from a young guy. A good understanding of what he wants to do. Work quickly. He's got good stuff. Smooth delivery. Lots to like.
And ball 4. Trout walks for the 3rd consecutive time. 7 bases on balls issued by Rays pitching. And the leadoff man on base again. Kinsler opened the 1st with a walk. Cozart walked to open the 2nd. Simmons reached on Andries's error in the 4th. Trout walked in the 5th to open it. Now he walks in the 7th to open it.
Hey, think about that. That's 5 self-inflicted wounds and errors by Rays pitching.
Justin Upton. First pitch fastball in there for a strike.
Well, the thing you keep coming back to is that the Rays are still only down 2 runs. And so if the offense can get hot here late, you could steal one. A game that you really had no business winning.
Jose Alvarez busy in the bullpen for the Angels. Well, Trout aboard again. Too high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Banda dealing with the middle of the order. Simmons on deck. High again, 2-2.
Well, just starting to fly open a little bit. Anthony Banda, this is a big part of the game. He's facing a big part of this Angel lineup, and maybe a little bit too amped right now, but that front side kind of flying open, the arm's not able to catch up.
Well, Upton hit 35 home runs a year ago, struck out 180 times, and a full count to the 2nd straight hitter.
Yeah, and I like that idea right there of Ramos going with the fastball in, because as we've talked, when you start to fly open, that fastball in causes you to have to try to reach and stay over that rubber just a hair longer, and still has not been able to make that adjustment quite yet.
And a cut and a miss on the fastball.
Better. They wanted that in. It was middle up, but you could see him start to be able to make that adjustment there and get the pitch closer to where he wanted it. Ramos tucked in there, and he just overpowers him in the middle of the plate.
One out with a runner at first. Andrelton Simmons today, officially 0 for 2. He reached on the error back in the 4th inning on a ball hit back to the mound that got through Andriese. And that is not a pitch. No pitch there, waved off by Jeff Nelson. Simmons walked in the 5th. Now first pitch strike. 95 on the fastball. 1. Simmons started this series, the 3rd leading hitter in the American League. The 28-year-old shortstop. 278 last year, and across the board offensively really had to this point a career year and has upped it even more to begin this season. That will be out of play.
Boy, just how valuable does he become if he's able to give you any kind of offense in line with what he's doing right now, anything even close to that with what he's going to give you defensively out in the middle of the field at a marquee position.
Anderson, the hard-throwing right-hander, has joined Alvarez. And a base hit up the right side. Field makes the pickup. Trout's going to go to 3rd. Men on the corners now.
Got on top of a fastball there. And Simmons continues his hot hitting. Runner being held on, so there's a bigger opening over there on the right side, and he gets on top of that fastball, shoots it the other way. Huge gap to work with. He gets it out into right field. Of course, Trout's going to get to 3rd. And now you've got your work cut out for you to keep the Angels off the board here in the 7th.
Well, Zach Cozart drove in Trout from 3rd with a fly ball to right in the 5th inning. Up again with men at 1st and 3rd now. And delivers a fly ball into center. Caught by Malik Smith. He's going to make the throw to the plate, and it's not in time. Trout scores. That makes it 4-1. The same method the Angels used in the 5th, they employ in the 7th to pick up an additional run.
You know, you look back over the 7th, obviously the 5th that you're talking about, and go back to the 4th. You've got 3 walks and an error. Those have all scored. And to lead off innings, the error to lead off an inning and a walk behind that score in the 4th, lead off walk in the 5th scores, lead off walk in the 7th scores. It's been deadly here today.
Yeah. And in that way, the Rays have been their own worst enemy in trying to prevent the Angels from scoring. They've helped them right along.
They have played such clean baseball. You know, it wasn't pretty in Baltimore. Got beat 3 out of 4 games, but then went to Kansas City, swept the first 3 games here, playing pretty, tight baseball, offensively, obviously pitching and defense. But you've got the 11th ball game in the 10th day, a day game, and it's been sloppy.
Now a strike to Valbuena. Well, 2 unearned runs in the 4th and single runs in the 5th and 7th innings, all keyed in the 5th and 7th innings by leadoff walks. To the count. So Cozart with a couple of runs batted in. Well, Banda got one when he pinch hit in the 4th and scored a run on a ground ball. Maldonado, who's on deck, picked up a sacrifice fly to get a run home. So they have a ground ball and 3 sacrifice flies to account for the runs. Banda lifts a pop up on the left side. Duffy makes the catch. 7th innings is over, but another run is scored. It's 4-1, Los Angeles. Your local Toyota dealer, Toyota, let's go places. And by your local Honda dealer. From Southern California, the Rays wrapping up this long road trip. A couple shots left as they trail now by 3 runs. Shohei Ohtani set to begin work in the 8th inning. 99 pitches on the day, 1 run, 4 hits. And there's a first pitch strike. Rays run provided by Johnny Field with his 4th home run of the year. 0-2. He shoots this one deep into right toward the corner. That ball is going to be out of the reach of Calhoun on a diving attempt to catch it, and into the stands it goes. A double to lead off the 8th inning for Field. Calhoun laying it out in the right field corner, and the ball bounded into the seats for the ground rule double.
Well, he's a tremendous defender, but Ohtani, after getting ahead of Field, tries to close him out with the fastball, and Johnny Field able to hammer this ball and keep it fair. But look at the effort here. Try to make a play just outside of that glove as you're diving headlong with that low wall coming up there in right field. Gutsy play.
Now Denard Span. And he takes a strike. Well, the Rays put Ramos aboard to open the 7th, got him to second on the base hit by Duffy, but both runners were stranded. Now a bouncer that skips all the way to the backstop, and Field goes to 3rd.
Well in front of the plate, and you see it get down into those low sweets there behind home plate. That ball out of play.
Span a chopper to short. Field will cross the plate. The throw to first in time. So the run scores, and that makes it 4-2. Run batted in, number 28 for Denard Span.
Angels in full concession mode there on that run, but now the Rays have gotten it back to where you can get a runner aboard any way you can. You've got a chance to pop one out of here and tie it up.
C.J. Cron 0 for 3 today. Came in working on that consecutive game streak, reaching base. Stands at 25. Wave and a miss. Boy, down the backside of this game, Ohtani's first pitch strike count has really picked up. Been out ahead of all 3 hitters in this inning. And he gets Cron reaching. We got him down 0-2 and strikes him out.
Well, that was textbook right there. 0-2, and instead of going with that split, he mixes it up a little bit, goes with the slider.
9 strikeouts for Ohtani today.
That emotion right here. He is pumped, closing in here on the end of the 8th inning.
Joey Wendell. And there's a ball, a little bit wide. Wendell drew a walk in the first. Since then has grounded out to second and has struck out swinging. Ground ball. There's a base hit into right center field. Well, that base hit with 2 outs will get the potential tying run to the plate. And Wilson Ramos is due, and that's going to bring Mike Socha up and out of the dugout as he marches to the mound. Pitching change coming. Back in a moment. Two runs on 6 hits. And after a little bit of a shaky start with command in the first couple of innings, he walked only 1 with the 9 strikeouts. The Rays got to him in the 3rd when Johnny Field belted his home run.
Yeah, there was some early struggles there with command for Ohtani, falling behind an awful lot, mislocation there. But after that, I'll tell you what, he really tightened up the ship, started pitching from out in front, getting ahead of a lot of guys. And once he gets you to 2 strikes, here comes the split. There was the slider to get Cron here. The second out in the 8th inning. But a nice job, base hit by Wendell, and you give yourself a chance here with Ramos coming to the plate.
Well, he would represent the potential tying run in a 4-2 game as Justin Anderson makes his 12th appearance, and we saw his big arm here the other night. Pitched an inning and a third last night with a couple strikeouts. Ramos 1 for 3. It's too low. So the Rays have turned the leadoff double into a run. Down by 2. Well, they have the base hit. Now they need the blast.
Ramos could give it to you.
Way wide right there. 2-0.
And you know that the way that this Angel bullpen has been going here lately, Mike Scioscia right now on pins and needles down in that dugout. It has not been good with this bullpen. Trying to get the last 4 outs of this game. More importantly than that, trying to get this last out of the 8th inning. Ramos going to look here for that big fastball and try to drive it.
And he takes ball 3 outside. It's 3-0.
Well, Anderson wouldn't go to it. Can't keep the breaking ball on the plate. The hole gets deeper.
Brad Miller's on deck. Boy, you'd love to see him get a chance here in this inning. And ball 4. So Ramos draws a 4-pitch walk, and Brad Miller will get a chance. First and second with 2 gone. Charles Nagy goes to the mound.
You know, that's the bad sign. You know, when you bring a guy into the game, he's already been prepped by his bullpen coach down there on who he's going to face, what the game plan is going to be. He comes in, walks him on 4 pitches, and you get an immediate visit from the pitching coach. You feel like it's just full panic mode right now in that Angel dugout.
Well, Ohtani made 110 pitches in 7 2/3. Now the Rays will have Rob Refsnyder come on to run at first base for Ramos. So Ramos lifted for the runner. Wendell at second. Refsnyder will be at first. And Brad Miller will be the hitter against Anderson.
You know, they've got Ian Kroll and Jose Alvarez, who's already been warming up. The 2 lefties out in that pen, or 2 of the lefties out in that pen, and going to elect to stay with the hard-throwing righty. Brad Miller loves the heater.
And he takes the first pitch for a strike. And Anderson stays away from the heater.
He stayed away from it really this the whole time he's been in there. A lot of breaking balls to Ramos.
Blake Parker up in the bullpen.
You see him, it's going to be too late.
Ooh, a big cut and a miss, but he stays with the breaking stuff. 0-2. Wendell second. Refsnyder at first. And a swing and a miss. Miller out on strikes. Well, Anderson stayed away from the high velocity, and he strikes out Miller. The Rays lead 2. 4-2 Angels. Fox and FS1. Every match live and over 300 hours of coverage. The world's biggest sporting event begins June 14th on Fox and FS1. Jesus Sucre takes over behind the plate for the Rays, with Ramos lifted for the pinch runner. Martin Maldonado, the Angels catcher, leads off and takes a fastball for a ball. This one is fouled back. Young next. Two balls and a strike. Alvarado drove it around with a sacrifice fly to center field in the fourth. That gave the Angels their second run. Buena pinch hitting, got a run home on a ground ball. And now a long one back into left. Span's going to go to the wall, and that's going to get out of here. 3-1 pitch, and Maldonado hits his second home run of the year. And the Angels get that run right back. It's 5-2 now.
Maldonado had a sacrifice fly earlier in the ball game on a ball that he shot out to center field. Hit the ball hard. Does the same thing here. He's got the count in his favor, and he just lifts this ball out over the left center field wall. The Angels that 3-run cushion again.
Here's Chris Young. Pitch is a strike. Young 1 for 3. That was a double in the fourth. He pops it up on the infield. Miller coming over from first beside the mound makes the catch. That's out number 1 at the bottom of the 8th. Well, the Rays had trimmed it to 2. Managed to get the tying run to the plate, and actually managed to get the lead run to the plate after the walk drawn by Ramos, and Miller retired on strikes to end that threat. It's Calhoun. This will be his first plate appearance. It's fouled right back. So 2 unearned runs off Andres, 1 run off Alvarado, and 2 off Banda. One. It's 2-1 now. Calhoun fouls that one. 2-2. It's been a tough offensive go of things for Calhoun.
That on-base percentage is just 193.
And he takes the fastball wide
And one of the things that you see about his swing that can work against him is he's got a big swing, number one. It can get to be a long swing, number two, and it doesn't stay in the zone for very long. It is in and out very quickly.
And he fouls it again, forcing another 3-2 pitch from Banda. Two outs to get here in the eighth. Give the Rays a shot in the ninth inning. They'll have Matt Duffy to lead off. And ball four. Banda loses Calhoun. 8 walks given up by Rays pitching. Go to the top side of the lineup. Ian Kinsler walked back in the first inning, stole second since then. He's been retired on a ground ball, a pop up, and a fly ball. And a strike on the outside corner. Rays headed home. Monday tomorrow will be a day off. Pick up play Tuesday night. Jake Faria against Chris Sale and the Boston Red Sox. Ground ball shortstop. Robertson to Wendell 1 over to first. 6-4-3 on the double play, and we are through 8. We'll go to the ninth with Duffy due to lead off, followed by Smith and Robertson. On to the ninth inning we go. The Rays have one more shot. They're down 5-2, and they'll face Blake Parker, the right-hander, third pitcher now for the Angels, with Matt Duffy set to lead it off. Duffy has 2 of the 6 hits. The Rays have out-hit the Angels by 2, but they trail by 3. That's ball 1. Fastball just missed. Ohtani 7 2/3. Anderson 1/3 of an inning. And a line drive base hit into right field. Third hit of the day for Duffy. Well, there's a start for the Rays. Bullpen has been an issue for the Angels.
Now, this is a big reason why the Rays are so happy that Matt Duffy and that hamstring issue did not have to go on the disabled list. He's been swinging the bat well lately. He's one of the guys, one of the many guys in this lineup that will use the other side of the field. Second hit into right field.
Now Malik Smith.
It was like a carbon copy of the one earlier in today's game. Hard line drive over the head of Kinsler.
Malik's shortens and fouls it. Strike one.
I'd like to see you swing the bat here. Unless you're bunting for a hit. That almost looked like a sacrifice bunt. You're down 3 runs though. Don't want to give up outs here.
No, they get precious.
Yep.
Down near the end. You get into the 8th inning losing. Those 8th and 9th inning outs are extremely precious. It's foul out of play. Malix was up with 2 men on and 1 out in the 7th and hit a ball deep to left. Upton had to go to the warning track for it. That was against Ohtani. Robertson on deck. It's down. He started to go, but did not offer. 1 and 2. The Rays saw Parker for an inning and a third here Friday night, gave up a hit and picked up a strikeout. His second appearance of the series right here. And again low. 2 and 2.
Well, Blake Parker, fastball, split finger, and a curveball, and a nice job of recognizing there from Malik Smith. Doesn't have that same bite as what we saw from Ohtani in his splitter. How devastating that pitch is.
Two. It's popped toward the line and left. Upton in line to make the catch, and that'll be the first out. So the Rays with 1 on, 1 out in the 9th inning. Daniel Robertson on his way to the plate hit the ball to the warning track in center field in the 7th inning. That was with 2 men on. In fact, both Smith and Robertson sent the ball to the track with those 2 men aboard, only to have both drives caught. Robertson takes a strike. Rays out hitting the Angels 7-4, but they trail. It's a strike. The Angels recipients of 8 walks by 4 Rays pitchers today. A 2-strike count on Daniel Robertson. Did not go. Laz Diaz down at first, says he held up on the breaking ball. Well, you'd love to see Robertson come up there with Johnny Field coming up. Field with a homer and a double today. He scored both the runs for the Rays. To see him representing the tying run. It's 2-2. Well, Parker trying to get Robertson to chase. He almost did on the prior pitch, laying off that one. Two. And did he go? No, he did not. Again, the appeal to Laz Diaz, and the count is full. Fans growing impatient with Laz Diaz down at first base, and Robertson very close, getting a break perhaps there to keep this at bat going. Three-two. And strike three called. Robertson caught on the fastball. So two gone. Our Coors Light refreshing finish. Big day for Johnny Field, hitting a third inning home run, and then leading off the eighth with a double and scoring. So he's accounted for all the Rays scoring. That double hit into the corner.
Boy, that was coming after a couple of breaking balls to get ahead of him. He'd already homered on the fastball, comes back with it again, Ohtani did, and it cost him extra bases.
First pitch is a strike. Duffy moves into second base on indifference. Parker is the third pitcher of the day. 7 2/3 from Ohtani, a third for Anderson. Now Blake Parker in the ninth. This one will skip by Maldonado, and over to third goes Duffy. It's 1-1. Maldonado retrieving the wild pitch. A 1-1 count on Field. One and two. Parker ahead of Johnny Field. Parker 1-1 with one save, trying to close this one out. The Rays trying to keep it going. They need another runner to have a shot at that. Field down to his final strike. Time call. Maldonado is going to head to the mound here with a 1-2 count. Maldonado wants to make sure they know exactly what they're doing. The Angels have lost 5 in a row. The Rays have won 6 straight.
I would say that this visit calls that into question.
Well, they're going to decide what they want to do here.
You have signs for that, and there's nobody on second. Man.
A ball, 2 strike count. And Field chases That will end this game. So it's a 5-2 final for the Angels. 5 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 8 left. For the Rays, 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error with 7 left. Ohtani the winner, 4-1. Andres the loser, 1-2 for 38,560. For Ron Anderson, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast and not the outcome. Rays will head home. We'll see you Tuesday night.